chewing, chewing.
Morning, 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 morning. Good morning. I see you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know the Bible says, and it was in the days of Noah, so shall we in me.
Yes.
And a lot of folk they're going around and they're not worried about their home going. But I want to tell you, the judgment may come. You can run to the rocks to hide
Sunday
your
is
face.
sunrise. Yes, it is. I see you. I see you.
Rocks are gonna cry out.
Yes, indeed. Anybody know this song? You can tell when I'm from North Carolina on Sunday morning. Woo! Yes. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're talking about staying the course. Stay in the course.
I said I got one question right here.
So many reasons to give up, but we're not. We're not going to give up. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25. Let your eyes look forward and your gaze be straight before you. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25, y'all. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to spend some time together just celebrating that we have stayed the course. Please feel free to chat. Please feel free that if you have a special prayer request, anything that is on your mind, on your heart, it is time to express ourselves in a positive way. You know, we made it through a political season, and we're all still loving one another. That's the important part. That is the important part. We have to pray for our leaders, pray for those who have committed their lives to public service. Let's pray for them. Let's thank God for them. I thank God for you. I thank God for this opportunity to be a financial advisor for so long. More than 30 years, I've been able to serve and help people with their finances. Finances are such a big part. It's even like in my book, I put in the 5th chapter all of these Bible verses because there's 10 principles to AfroEconomics, but at the core of it, I like to think and encourage us to know that God is the basis, should be the basis of all of our financial decisions. And what encouraged me to talk this Sunday morning, because I've always promised myself that I would only talk on Sunday mornings if I really had a message that if I really felt that it was God's will for me to talk, to have the discipline enough and learn that to share when it's, it has a purpose for it. When I know and I'm convinced that this is something that it's going to touch someone, even if it's just something that I want to share because it touched me. So on Friday, and I don't know, you may not know, let me tell you, I'm JB Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of AfroEconomics. So I speak and take this time on Sunday mornings just because I love God. I love the Lord. I love love. I love love. I want love to dominate my business and business decisions. I want love to be a big part of all of my clients' lives. I want every decision Not just because I'm licensed and it's required that I do everything in my client's best interest, but that is the core of me. That, that I'm godly required to do what is in my client's best interest. Indeed. Thank you. Grand Rising right back at you, Mr. Yancey. Day one supporter of AfroEconomics. Yes, indeed. Praying for you. I am so sorry to hear that you are under the weather. Well, I pray that God, give you everything that you need, because he said that our good health is his will. God wants you in good health. God wants you to feel good, and not just when we're young. God, when God speaks of that, good health, he said to to pursue good health just as we pursue our relationship with him. It is his will that we have everything, within us to heal ourselves, to heal ourselves. And every time I believe that he gives us um that experience of being under the weather, we can't do anything but thank him for all the days that we feel fantastic. No, because you are such a wonderful, kind person that gives without ceasing, Mr. Yancey, to others. You are that kind person. So if kindness is a healer, you need to know you're going to be fine. Yes, you are. It is God's will for you to feel good. You are going to be fine. Indeed. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. So let me tell you what happened. So on Friday, this young man, young enough to be my son, and he happened to be white, and he was telling me about everything that he was going through because he does some work for me, and then he was telling about what his business was going through and everything. And I, really, he's not like that, really that talkative a person, but I thank God, because I guess we've known each other a couple of years now, and he felt like sharing. And he said that, you know what, I think I got 3 kids now, and my wife, and and I think I might just give up this business. I might just not do this anymore. And the minute that he said that, I saw myself in him. And sometimes, like, we allow things that look different. Like, here is a young white guy and me, a grown black woman. We look nothing alike, but God allowed me to see myself in him. Woo, what the world, do you know how different the world would be if we were all able to do that? Look past everything that's on the outside and see ourselves in one another, to see God in one another. And I know that he loves the Lord, because he and his wife are committed to, like, spending their Sundays in church. And but we've never really talked about it. We've never really talked about it. But this is where I see God. Like, I see God in the way he was expressing himself, honestly, what he was going through. Because we want to kind of think that people that don't look like us, they don't go through stuff we go through. And I remembered instantly, because as I was just saying when I started today, I'm thanking God for being able to be in financial services for over 30 years now. And my firm will celebrate 30 years in 2025, if it's God's will and I see it. May it be God's will that we are together in 2025. So I remembered all those times I said, can I stay the course, Lord? Are you sure, God, this is what you want me to do? Are you sure? And, I told him, like, stick to it, stick to it, stick to it. I'm telling, he said, no, it's just so hard. It's just so hard. And, it's just so much politics involved, and, things just aren't fair. And, these things. I said, I understand. but you cannot allow things that are going on outside of your mission, your purpose, to stop you from staying on course. And then, I mean, and this was before I read the Proverbs, but I just felt God working with me when I was telling him that. And you all don't know, like, a big part of why God allowed me, to do AfroEconomics was because I felt that as an entrepreneur, I didn't have the support that I wanted, especially coming out, especially being at, say, 10 years like he was, like, especially at that point. And I'm gonna tell you, there's many times, especially in my business, my industry is white male dominated. And I have to thank God for the many white, and I can't say many, 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 but there have been some extremely positive white brothers in God that have encouraged me to stay the course. And I thank God for allowing me to help that young white man stay the course. So then after, I didn't really know if he really, got it or couldn't. So after I gathered myself, it was like, yesterday, morning, like, because I'm gonna tell you, this is the advantage of getting up, getting up early. But I sent him a note and I said, I just want to let you know that you inspired me and you are young enough to be my son. And that I have, over these many years I've lived, met many people who have made a whole lot of money and have died without impacting the lives that you've impacted, because he does a lot for young people. And last summer, I gave a scholarship to his young people because he helps a lot of young Black people as well. And and I said, if there's any kid that's in the program that can't afford to do this, your summer program, I want to pay for it. Don't tell them that I paid for it because I was participating in the program. But I didn't want the kid to, feel like they have to talk to me and be nice to me or something because I paid for it. So don't tell them. But I just want to help a kid out because I didn't get to do those type of things when I was a kid. And I thank him for doing that because he's given opportunities for people to get opportunities. And he's not even, thinking about it. So I think a lot of times we give up on our course because we don't see. So I tell them in the, text, I tell them, many people have made a lot of money and have not impacted the lives that you have and are dead and gone. No, I think that we don't use that type of conversation to keep us to stick the course, because, like, as soon as we think about giving up on God's purpose over our life, it's generally because we don't feel that we're making as much money as we should. No, there are definitely, for all of us, I have a commitment to just giving back, helping as many people. You can keep more money in your pocket if you don't do that. You could. But when it's all said and done, what type of impact do you want? What really, really keeps you on course? What is God really saying to us when he says, keep your eyes straight ahead? Don't look back. Keep your eyes straight ahead. He's telling us we have something to do. We have people to help. We have value to add to this world. And that is that is our way to stay on course. But then if you just give up and you go off course every time you feel like you're not making all the money that you could, or you're not getting knowledge as much as you should, things like that, like, by those who don't matter. Because A lot of times when you want to give up, on track, or you think that you don't matter, is because you're basing that on people who really don't matter. Who really matters? So I was looking, there was this flyer going around on this coach who passed away, and the and I've never met the man, and there were so many of my friends who just kept, oh, this coach, he just, this one lady went so far as to say, I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for him. Again, it was like, wow, that's about staying the course, Terry. Is like Coach Melvin H. Jones. He passed away on December 4th. All over, all over the internet. Like, this man, I hope he knows about all of the lives that he touched. And you all know, like, it's not like, coachings are like, you know, Robert Johnson's or something, really, really rich people and everything like that. No. A lot of the work that, coaches and teachers and, things do, they're not compensated for. A lot of it's just because they care. Right, Sherry? A lot of it's just the conversations that they give with us, with students when they really need it. A lot of coaches are the ones that got the person into college. They wouldn't even have thought about going to college. But the coach said, have you thought about going to college? You should go to college, you know? And then they said, yeah. But the coach, when, they might feel like, oh my goodness, they don't pay me enough. And then get off course, leave, go to a different environment, make money. Amazing to me how you can make more money, but you're really not making an impact on the world. Isn't that something, Mr. Barton? Like, you can like you can make a lot of money doing something that's not helping people at all. You can make money selling drugs, selling crack. And your impact on a lot of people is you are impacting a lot of people, but not in a positive way. And somewhere in there, we have to start encouraging one another, as I was saying about encouraging that young man to stay in business. I know the feeling. I've been there. It reminded me of why I started my company in the first place. It reminded me of that lonely feeling, that lonely feeling of I don't have anybody to talk to. Nobody understands. And then that's why hence AfroEconomics really started, especially the entrepreneurship membership, because I didn't want to just live and pass on and make an entrepreneur feel like, oh, there's no entrepreneurs that will talk to me. So when people are out there like that now, they're just not using their resources, because there's no way that I would have let this exist where there's this woman that's been in business for 30 years, you know, and then that I'm not going to make sure that I sign up to get to know what she knows. It's just, if someone's starting a business and someone else has been in business 30 years, I gotta know at least a little bit that you don't know. But Satan wants us to think that you know everything at the time in your life when you know the least. When this young white man was running to me to get my help, I'm coming, he's singing, I don't know what he's singing, but he was pouring his heart out like, I don't know what to do. My wife is saying, stay the course and this and that. And I was able to feed into him that, do you know how powerful that is to have a wife that's supporting you, that's saying, keep going. I know we got these 3 kids and everything, but you can do it. And I also told him, if you go out of business, you ain't just going out of business. Somebody will buy this. Somebody will buy this. Too many of us just just close the doors. Don't use the resources that God has given you, people to talk to. No, yes, I've helped people sell their business, help do the tax strategies. Makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Mm, mm, mm. Snoopy D, I see you. That's Miss Davis's sneak name. Snoopy D. You better get in the studio. Mr. Barton's in here by himself, holding it down. The only face I could see this morning were all y'all just hiding out. Even you, Mr. Yancey. Mr. Barton looks supermodel perfect, even at this time in the morning, 7:20. This is my favorite time of day. How about you, Mr. Barton? I mean, this is literally is my favorite time of day. If I can do every Wednesday night in the morning, woo! I am so much smarter in the morning. Oh my goodness. And now since I'm committed to getting more sleep, 8 o'clock at night seems late. In all transparency, I actually gave up on my small business, but some very good people encouraged me to get back in there and double down on your business. With that encouragement, you know what that encouragement did. Amen. You know, the word speaks on that is also is like keeping yourself around people with wisdom, keeping yourself around people that are encouraging you. You know, that it could be, Miss Yancey, why you have, stayed close with AfroEconomics so long is that, you want that. Your subconscious mind wants entrepreneurship, respects entrepreneurship, you know, and just but so you're drawn to it. Like what we are supposed to be doing will pull us to it. We don't have to be pushed. And I was watching a interview with Usain Bolt yesterday, and it was after the last Olympics, so it's a recent interview. And so if you don't know who Usain Bolt is, he's the fastest man in the world. Nobody has still broken his 100-meter record. And he was saying that where he started and where he ended up, it's totally different things. He was like, I was at, I don't know, say 2004 Olympics. He was like, I was at 2004 Olympics. Nobody even knew I was there. I didn't win. He didn't win. He said, his coach said, you need to do what I'm telling you to do. You need to work harder. You need to do that. That his coach didn't say, oh, get off course, forget about it. But he said, people kept telling him to stay off, to just forget it. Maybe should retire. And here he was, so young. And they're telling him, like, give it up. Because he had been running so long in his own country that they knew him. We just didn't know him. He's from Jamaica. So then he said that what they did was put together a team. When you put together a team of professionals that can help you be successful, you'll stay on course. But you can't have professionals around you who don't believe in you. You have, in order to stay on course, look straight ahead as we have been instructed by the word. Stay on course. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. That's pretty perfect. Like, it's not like look to the right sometimes, look to the left sometimes. I was doing a 100-meter run last year, and I'm a resistance person. I'm a thrower. If I'm anything in track and field, I'm a thrower. But I want to run. So listening to the interview with Usain, like, it's encouraging me because he was saying, like, he has scoliosis. I don't have scoliosis. He had these things working against him. I have things working against me because just whatever I want to choose that I feel is working against me, I can change it all. But it has nothing to do with the structure of my back. Y'all know we all went to school. They told you who has scoliosis. I wasn't one of them. So what's my excuse? So I'm like, I'm running. But I thought that was so encouraging that that man stayed the course. He said he had so much pain sometimes, but he got his team and he got the massage therapists and he got the people to support him, to stay on course. And, I remember one day, and one of my Facebook friends, and he was standing next to this young lady, and she was she had done an assisted stretch with him and this and that. But I saw her, and she looked like 100,000 million bucks. I was like, that's my missing link. She just looked like a beast mode, like she could run. I mean, you can just see it. And I said, man, who is that? I need to talk to her. That's the missing link in my team for that part of my life. Because the healthier I am, the more brain power I bring to the table for my clients. And I'm telling you, it's the truth. You got to have that oxygen. You got to be committed to good health. You know what I'm saying? You have to. If I want to give y'all 110%, then I got to be healthy. And what to me makes me healthy feeling is that fire, is that competition, is that, that what I felt was just missing. I never was able, my mother was just against that. My girls don't do sports. Y'all aren't gonna do that, this and this and that. But I had it in me. I had it, So this time it's like no excuse. So you didn't do it then. No excuse. You're still here. And then my mother, before she passed, she said, why are you doing all that running and stuff? I said, because I can, mama, because I can. I wish she had seen me. She'd probably been like, what are you doing? You're last. Exactly. But I'm not last at everything. And I'm not home and I'm running. So I do well in the throws. But if you only do what you do and you only brag about what you do well at, just do that, just get off on that. That's what then what are you really growing? How are you growing? And Usain said that. He said, you got to be willing to lose. I mean, they took a picture of me running one time. And I said it when I posted it. I said, it looks like I must be out front. But the picture, actually, I'm last. But there was so much space between me and the other person. It was easy to take a picture of me running. But I was last. But I was so proud because I kept going. I was thinking it was like the first 100-meter run in my life. And then the coach was like, you sure you're gonna do it? And all of a sudden they needed somebody for the 100-meter relay. And we're at nationals. And the hung up, look, really, last year. So that's the first time in my life. First time ever being on the track at all. You know what I'm saying? So we 100-meter relays, and then they need an anchor. Though the coach was smart enough to say, let's let her be anchor. I don't know. Everybody kept trying to talk him out of it behind my back. They admitted it. They said, girl, we were like, is he crazy? He's making this girl anchor. Because all of them are swift, been running forever, been running since high school, and they grow. And it was like for the 35-year-old age group, and I was like, girl, you better represent. I'm hyping myself up. And that's what Usain was saying. You gotta believe. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe. I know they were like, she take her butt back over there to those shot put and weight throw and stuff and leave us alone. But then they needed me. And I was the only one available and I was willing. They brought that stick to me. I ran so fast. Coach was like, I've never seen you run so fast in your life. And we got the gold medal. We got the gold. I mean, so it just shows you that, that once I had to do it to help everyone else, because it was like, it's just so much pressure. They're coming. The first one comes. Then the next one is coming. And then that third person is running and I'm last. And I'm like, so they assume you're anchor. You must be the fastest one. So I was just like, I'm running. And I saw out of the corner of my eye, This girl looked like she weighed like 100 pounds, like right on my butt. I was like, oh, I mean, I stayed the course. I stayed the course. I stayed the course. At 2 times her weight. All she could ask later was, um, what age group was it? Because she was like, that lady was running. What age group are you? And I think she was like in the 20-year-old age group or something. And we were running in the 30s, and she was like really happy because she knew that I had won, like our group had won. But she was like, oh, okay. They just, as you get older, unfortunately, we're not out there like we should be doing. It should be full. It should be full. You go, and if we do a track meet with the young people are everywhere. But what happens with staying the course? Like if all those people who had their kids in track when they were kids made their kids stay in track or encourage them to stay in track as they got older, the masters track, competitions would be full. And it's not. One time I had to run, and it was everybody from like 25 to 99. It was that few people. And they had enough lines. There was women from like, you know what I mean? Whatever. All of us had to run at the same time. So I'm running, and I did exactly what Usain said don't do. Don't get caught up in the process. So I looked, and this woman was right up on me. I mean, she was right up on me. Instead of like, going into second gear like I did in the relay, I just let her pass me. I don't know. It just caught me off guard. Like, why? You can hear, I must have looked like I was trying so hard. You can hear the audience go, oh, like, because it was a race to not be last. But I stayed the course, and I'm going back at it this year. I'm gonna go back at it. I'm gonna do what I'm good at, but I'm gonna continue to do what the challenge is, and I'm gonna be encouraged by God that there is a lesson for me there, that there is a development for me there. There is an exchange for all the years that I spent sitting down. A lot of the lack of like speed comes from I have spent my entire career sitting down for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and brag about it. I've been at this desk 12 hours. I've been at this desk 14 hours. Sometimes go without urinating. That's what you live and learn. You live and learn. But I have to be thankful for the opportunity that I can move. Some people die at that desk. They never go out. They don't get the chance to fight back. They don't get the chance to stay the course. They don't get the chance to say to the young person thinking about giving up, don't give up. I was at the gym the other day, and this young lady said, you inspire us so much. What else is there in life, really? What else is there in life but for us to be here to encourage others to stay the course? I remember when I went to see my father, because I knew it was the end, and he was in the hospital. And I remember reading to him like in the 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7, it says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Daddy, you've done it. You can go home now. And it's like it just gave him rest. And after that, no matter what they would do, or adrenaline or whatever they try to put in the IV, Dad was ready. He had fought the good fight. And I remember the next day, the nurse said, like, he's just kind of been chilling ever since you left last night. There's nobody else there, but I have been pulled to him. What are you pulled to do? That's what will keep you on course. Are you doing what you're pulled to do? No. I was talking, I said about like when my daughter was born, it caught me totally off guard that I was going to have to raise her by myself. She was 4 weeks old. My husband left, and we had made an agreement. Hey, I'm not good at this. I don't know about this. I've never raised a child before. I've never even changed a diaper. He had 2 adult children. So I was like, you're good at that. I'm going to carry her. I'm going to get back to work. So I knew that part. I had her on a Friday. I was working again on Monday. Did not think that I was going to be doing it by myself. Caught me totally off guard. It was my relationship with God that kept me on course. But I just remember the doubt that kept filling my head. Like, you know what? This is where you go back to affirm. You know what? Your life would be much easier if you just go and do. Mm, mm, mm. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And on his law he meditates day and night. That's what I had to do. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. And all that he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff. The wind drives away. They just go. Therefore, the wicked do not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. That's in Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 through 16. But it's like, the bottom line is get close to God. Allow God to be your water to help you continue to grow, to help us so that we don't just wither away and die. At our hardest times, we have to go there. And our good times, we have to go there. Like, but it's a blessing to like go through challenges, because I believe that that's what makes you closer to God. Like when you don't have anything left but you and God, and your conversation, and you hear him so closely, like you're able to hear him. Like, there is a blessing in solitude. There is a blessing in being alone. Like, when Jesus, went away for like 40 days and he just needed to think. He was, I can't even imagine like all the things he had to think on. Like, what am I doing, Lord? How did you give me this challenge? These people treat me like I'm not special, and God told him what? Stay the course. Stay the course, for they know not what they do. They don't. They don't. And with everything that I've gone through in my life, the biggest reflection is that I've stayed the course. That's what God said. Like, the point is, look at you now. And that was you saying, that was you saying, like, there's nobody, they can't catch him. Years have gone by. He's still the fastest man in the world with scoliosis. You got to build a support system, and you got to surround yourself with everything that is good and things that have faith. No, I have been able to spend so much time with people. It's such a blessing that I can see exactly what holds them back and exactly why they're where they are. You can just see it. Like, you just see it. It's clear as day to me. It's clear as day. I can see it. The challenge is us seeing it in ourselves. Like, like that's when it really, that's when my life really changed. Because you always see the air and everybody else. I mean, God gives us like a huge, I'd be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they did that, blah, 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 blah. But where are we when we allowed that to happen? Where were we in our relationship with God, when we gave up and started putting our faith in others instead of putting our faith in Him? Where were we? That's where we grow. That's why I sprint. That's why I have no problem being last. Because I know I'm in the game. I know I'm in the game. I know I'm in the game. And the way I see it, all I got to do is stay the course. There are people 90, 99, 100 years old. They not going to ask like, what, how fast were you at such and such an age? All I got to do is stay the course. Right, Mr. Barden? All I got to do is stay the course. I'll be the fastest at 99. The course, stay healthy, be around the right people, keep a positive attitude, don't give up, keep it moving, help as many people as you can. Staying the course is helping people. When you give up, you give everybody else an excuse to give up. Give them an excuse. They're watching us. They're watching us. Before I let you go on, I'm going to share another verse in Philippians chapter 3. Not that I've already obtained this or am already perfect, but I press on to make it my own, because Jesus Christ has made me His own. Brothers, I do not consider that I have made it my own, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead, I press on toward the goal for the prize of the onward call of God in Jesus Christ. Forgetting what lies behind and straining forward. That's the word. If you have any translation that doesn't say straining forward, you're reading the wrong thing. If it just says going forward, it's wrong. Straining forward is what I was doing. Straining forward is how I've gotten to 29 plus years. Straining forward. How we get through corporate America, Mr. Barton, straining forward. How do you have a long-lasting, enduring family and keep your family together like that? You strain forward. Blessings to you. I love y'all. Strain forward. Stop expecting it to be easy. It's not easy. Stay in the course. I mean, look at it. Woo! I don't know if y'all feel like I feel, but I love talking to people that are ahead of me on this, in this thing called life. It ain't gotta be nothing elaborate. They strained forward. What an accomplishment. Like, they strained forward. Don't give up. I remember when I first started, my feet were hurting so bad. I used to crawl to the bathroom. And people were like, you gonna keep doing that? Now I jump up out the bed. I strained forward. I strained forward. I strained forward. Oh my goodness. God is so good. He's so good. We just got to do it. Just got to do it. I'm going to finish with my favorite. I don't know why this is my favorite song, but it is his. I love Two Wings. Two Wings. Why? These brothers, they look so cool. I mean, I know they were it in their day. They were just a bomb. Come on, bro. Two Wings. Two Wings. Because this whole world, can't do me no harm. Mr. Bart, that's North Carolina right there. Oh, meet me in the middle of the air. In the middle of the air.
I want you to meet me in the middle of the air. Oh, yeah.
You got it. They were clean. Yeah. Woo! That's it.
You to meet me with another.
It's raining, y'all. Come on. God bless y'all. I love you. Take care, y'all. Don't give up. Stay the cool.